All right, and we are live. Good evening po sa inyo lahat mga kaguro. And of course, welcome back to Gurong Pinoy. And as a part of our reminder, again, if you are watching us on our Facebook page or on our YouTube channel, your video is only a shorter version of the full-length video. So again, if you want to watch the full-length video to answer the quizzes and of course to download our PowerPoint presentation, magpa-member po kasi sa Team Piaget. It's very easy to become a member. Just send a message through our Facebook page. Hanapin lamang po yung Gurong Pinoy. And of course, look for our logo. Send us a message so that we can answer all the questions that you may have. Okay? Again, please do like this video. Mag-share na po kayo ng ating video. Itag na po yung inyong friends. We will be starting in just a few minutes. Now, tonight's discussion is centered on professional education. These are the 20 items that the members of Team Piaget have answered through their quizzes kanina. No? So again, kung hindi pa po kayo member, magpa-member na po kayo sa Team Piaget. Paki-like na po ng ating video. And of course, please do share our video, tag your friends, so that we can reach out to more people. You can also support us by sending us your stars through Facebook and of course, your super chat, super sticker whenever we go live on YouTube. Mag-like na po ng ating video. Maraming salamat po. I can see that a lot of you are going to take your LET in January next year. Okay? Although yung iba wala pang list, no? Wala pang schedule. So again, yung kagandahan ng pagiging member ng Team Piaget is that your membership is until September of next year. Okay, so even if you don't know when you will be taking the LET, it is very important that you prepare for it. Okay, so malay nyo, baka January kayo mag-take or March or June or it might be in September of next year. If you become a member of Team Piaget, your membership is valid until September of next year. Okay, so again, magpa-member na po kayo, send us a message through our Facebook page. Okay, so again, before we start with our discussion tonight, please do like our video, share our video, tag your friends. And of course, as always, we start with our opening prayer. So please join me. The prayer is going to be on your screen. Please join me as we start with our prayer before class. We thank you for this new day, Lord. Help us to embrace all that it may hold for us. To hear the bird song and have new melodies in our hearts. To see the sunrise and create beauty with our hands. To touch the leaves that grow afresh and allow your love to touch our hearts. To smell the fragrance of the flowers and breathe in the wonder of your creation. To dwell on the beauty of our world and study and fathom your miracles. To enjoy the conversations we have and the lessons we go to. May we drink in all the goodness you have for us. Amen. All right, so once again, tonight's discussion is about professional education. We still have 20 items. Okay, if you are still not a member of Gurong Pinoy's Team Piaget, please do become a member so that you can enjoy the full length of this video, so that you can answer our quizzes, and of course, so that you can download our video as well as our PowerPoint presentation. Okay, once again, if you're ready, please do like this video, share this video, tag your friends, start a watch party if you may. And we are going to start with question number 1. Number 1, which level is a test through identifying authors of given literary pieces? Is it letter A, recall, letter B, understanding, letter C, synthesis, or letter D, application? What's your answer for question number 1? Number 1 po, ano pong inyong sagot for number 1? Okay, so I can see that a lot of regions still do not have the list of their examinees, no? So abang-abang po tayo. Again, the most important thing is that you come prepared. Okay, so do not wait for the list. Baka magulat kayo, January na kayo or March na kayo magti-take. So again, I advise that you become a member of Team PSA. Okay, I see a lot of letter A's for number 1. All right, going back to question number 1 here, which level is a test through identifying authors of given literary pieces? A, recall. Letter B, understanding. Letter C, synthesis. Or letter D, application. Your hint here in your question, again, the hint that you have is identify. Okay, what are some synonyms of identify? If you may have remembered, if you may have received a copy of all the verbs, no? Lahat ng verbs na ginagamit natin per level in Bloom's taxonomy. Kung binigyan kayo nito ng inyong student teaching coordinator when you were student teaching, I'm pretty sure that you are all familiar with this, no? So identify, some synonyms of this would be list, to name, okay? So recall is the correct choice dito, okay? So correct answer would be letter A, and that's recall. Okay, so recall po yung ating tamang sagot, no? Hindi po siya understanding, it's not synthesis, not application, because this is the lowest level. You're only identifying, okay? Identifying authors. You're naming, you're listing the authors. Okay, so recall, simple recall, knowledge level is what we are looking for. Now, if you can remember, this is already the new version of Bloom's taxonomy. This was created by Anderson, one of the students of Bloom. And in this version, the difference between this version and the older version is that if in our older version we were using nouns, like you have knowledge, in this version here, we are using the ing form of the verb. No? So remembering, understanding, applying, analyzing, evaluating, and creating. Another big change is that instead of evaluation being the highest level in the old version of Bloom's taxonomy, in this version, in the new version, creating is now the highest level. Creating actually was synthesis. Not synthesis, but this is your tama, no, synthesis yung creating sa older version. Okay, so this was synthesis. It was second to the highest level dati sa ating old version of Bloom's taxonomy, but now this is the highest level. Okay, so highest level na siya. That's or those are the two different changes. The first change is that from noun, they now are using the ing form of the verb, and from evaluation being the highest level, now synthesis, aka creating, is the highest level. Okay, so as you can remember, remembering here is just simple recall, knowledge level. Understanding is comprehension, no? So comprehension ito. Applying was application. So these three lower levels are what we call your lots, your lower order thinking skills. Then of course you have the HOTS, analyzing, evaluating, and creating. Now, if you can remember the difference between analyzing and synthesis, no, analysis and synthesis, also known as analyzing and creating. When you say analyzing or analysis, you break down the whole into its different components. So hinihimay-himay mo, no, yung parts ng whole. That's analysis. But when you say synthesis, when you say creating, you put together certain parts to create a new whole. Napaka-importante ng word po na new, bago yung ginawa mo, no? So that's creating. You created something new. Okay, and of course, evaluating here, this is synonymous with judging, making judgments, debates, no, parte siya ng evaluating. So again, now, this is just the second to the highest level. Hindi na siya highest level. The highest is now creating. Okay, that's the new version of our taxonomy, taxonomy of cognitive domain. Again, this was made by Anderson, one of the students of Bloom. Okay, now we move on to number 2. Among the following measurement factors, which does not belong to the group of variables that relate to the cognitive ability of the learner? Letter A, computational skills. Letter B, logic and reasoning. Letter C, manual dexterity. Or letter D, series sequencing. Okay, what's your answer? Now again, just for the information of everyone, we are still using the actual LET questions from September 2019. Okay, galing pa rin po ito sa September 2019, actual LET questions. So if you have taken that test before, no, some items might be familiar, some items you might be able to say na, oo, sinagot ko nga to na when I took the LET in September 2019. This all came from the feedback of our students. So again, here in Gurong Pinoy, we are discussing items that actually have come out in the previous licensure examination for teachers. And so our students would say when they take the LEP, it's actually very easy for them to answer the questions because all the questions are very familiar. Okay, so not just in Gen Ed, but even in ProfEd, alam na nila, no? Kasi nakita na nila at na-discuss na natin dito sa Gurong Pinoy. Okay, number 2, I see a lot of letter C's. Letter C's. Okay, now going back to the question that you have here, among the following measurement factors, which does not? Napaka-importante that you see the term not, no? Sometimes you know the answer, but you don't know how to read the question. Kaya namamali, no? Especially if you have the words not or except. Most often than not, you neglect or you ignore or hindi nyo napapansin yung mga terms na not and except. Okay, so sabi dito, which does not belong to the group of variables that relate to the cognitive ability of the learner. Remember, when you say cognitive, this has something to do with how you use your brain, no? This is mind-centered siya. So saan dito yung hindi gumagamit ng ating cognitive skills, thinking skills, which is not included in the cognitive or thinking skills? Is it letter A, computational skills, letter B, logic and reasoning, letter C, manual dexterity, or letter D, series sequencing? The correct choice here would be letter C. Tama yung letter C, no? Manual dexterity. Ano bang ibig sabihin ng manual dexterity? If you can put that in our chat box, go ahead. What do you think is the meaning, or what for you is the meaning of manual dexterity? Manual dexterity, ano pong ibig sabihin ng ating manual dexterity? Okay, please put that in our chat box, and while waiting for your answer, if you can also maybe like our video and share this video. Some of you still have not liked our video. A good 40 people or 50 people still have not liked our video. Okay, skill. Yon, tama. Si Sir Carmelo Canonoy. Sabi ni Sir, paggamit ng kamay. Okay, so kamay, fingers. Okay, yung mga magaling magkamay, no? Magaling sa paggamit ng fingers. Yan yung manual dexterity na sinasabi natin, no? Manual dexterity, how you use your hands especially, no? So, it does not pertain to the brain. It does not pertain to your mental prowess, your mental ability, your cognitive skills, but it pertains to tactile, no? Tactile siya sa paggamit mo ng kamay mo, fingers, okay? So that's manual dexterity. Kaya siya yung ating choice, okay? Ability to use hands, tama yan. Hand skill, okay? So yung mga magagaling gumamit ng fingers, ng hands nila, yan yung may manual dexterity. Number 3, how is the final grade per subject for grades 11 and 12 obtained? Is it letter A, get the average of the grades of all subjects for the 2 semesters? Letter B, get average of the grades for the 4 quarters. Letter C, get the average of the grades of all subjects for the 4 semesters. Or letter D, get average of the grades for the 2 quarters. Okay, which one is the correct choice? Again, this is still part of September 2019 na LET. And this pertains to the grading system of the K-12, no? K-12 system. Good evening sa lahat. Sa mga latecomers, pasok po, habol tayo. Sarap ng feeling pag correct ang iyong answer. Tama po. Ayon. Sorry, Mamek, accident lang napindot yung angry emoji. Okay, number 3. What's your choice? A lot of you are saying D for number 3. Maraming lumabas about the grading system of the K-12, no, sa September 2019. Okay, so ito po yung ating binabalikan ngayon. All right, going back to the question here, how is the final grade per subject? Okay, sabi dito per subject for grades 11 and 12 obtained. And the correct choice here would be letter D. You get the average of the grades for the 2 quarters. Remember, it should not be 4 quarters dahil yung subjects mo sa inyong grades 11 and 12 will be semestral, no? So per semester yung subject mo. And so dalawa lamang yung quarter sa first quarter, the second quarter kung first sem. At kung second sem naman, that would be the third quarter and the fourth quarter. And so what you do is you get the average of the 2 grades, no? Get the average of the grades for the 2 quarters. It's not letter A, although, okay, 2 semesters kasi itong inyong letter A, no? So hindi po pwede. Dapat for the 2 quarters, dahil good for 1 sem, yung subject mo in grades 11 and 12. Semestral sila. Okay, so letter D po ang ating tamang choice. We move on with number 4. What descriptor applies to a student who failed to meet standards? Is it letter A, did not meet expectations, letter B, beginning, letter C, developing, or letter D, poor? Okay, this is still in K to 12, no? K to 12 grading system. Ayan, sabi ni Sir Jigs Ondo, yes po ma'am. Lumabas po ito September 2019. Okay, so lahat po ito ay galing sa September 2019. So again, the LEP is just recycling many of the questions. So it's very important that we go back to the actual LEP questions. Okay, what's your answer for number 4? I see a lot of letter A's. Sir R.D. Canulo, nagbabalik. Welcome back po. Kasama na sa filing para sa LET 2022 ang graduate ngayong taon. I have no idea, sir. So if you can maybe contact your regional office, no? I-contact niyo po yung inyong regional office. Okay, so what do you think is the correct choice here? Pag nag-fail yung student, ano yung ginagamit na descriptor? Aba, may comment dito. Akala ko po masungit ka dati, Ma'am Meg. Bakit naman po? Mukha bang masungit? Okay, number 4. The correct choice here would be letter A, did not meet expectations. Again, this is still part of your K to 12. Okay, so if you are looking at your learner's progress report ng sa K to 12, these are the different descriptors. If your student has gotten a score of 90 to 100, of course, that's a passing score, more than the passing score now, so that's outstanding. Yung descriptor used would be outstanding. 85 to 89 would be very satisfactory. 80 to 84 would be satisfactory. 75 to 79 is fairly satisfactory. Below 75 would be did not meet expectations. Of course, that's also known as a failure, you know, so the student has failed. Now, that's below 75 because, of course, the passing grade in the Philippines would be 75. Dito po sa amin yung passing grade is 60. Okay, so 60 tapos literal yung grade, no? So yung 60 mo, that would be a letter D. Below 60, letter F na. Okay, so hayahay yung buhay. Basta nakasisenta ka lang, pasado ka na. In the Philippines, it's 75. Okay, now we move on with number 5, which does not belong to the group. Letter A, multiple choice. Letter B, short answer. Letter C, completion type. Or letter D, extemporaneous speech. What is the choice? Ayon, sabi ni Sir Josky G. Orcales, lumabas po ito sa exam. Are you talking about the previous item, Sir Josky? Lumabas po ba sa September 2021? Okay, kasi kakatake lang yata ni Sir Josky, no? He was also a former student of ours. They're just waiting for their results. Ayon, Sir John Paul Salvosa, welcome po, newbie. Sa lahat ng ating mga newbies, first-timers, welcome po. All right, number 5, I see a lot of letter D's in your answer. Ayon. Sabi ni Sir Josky, lumabas daw yung previous item. Sabi ko sa inyo, no? As I've mentioned, it was from September 2019. Now, September 2021, kakatake lang ng let ni Sir Josky, lumabas ulit yung previous item natin. So again, it's very important that you'd always watch our video because all our items are coming from the actual let, and these items would go back, no? Would be back in your let. Okay, so yan yung sabi ni Sir Josky. Okay, I see a lot of letter D's for number 5. Which does not belong to the group? Multiple choice, short answer, completion type, or letter D, extemporaneous speech. The correct choice, of course, would be letter D, extemporaneous speech. Why? Because all the other 3 choices are written. Okay, so these are written tests: multiple choice test, short answer test, or completion test. No, but of course, your extemporaneous speech is verbal. Okay, something that you perform in front of people. So hindi siya written. And so letter D yung choice natin for number 5. We go to number 6. A student gets a numerical grade of 80. What is his descriptor for his level of proficiency? We have just talked about this. Now, is it letter A, very satisfactory? Letter B, satisfactory? Letter C, fairly satisfactory? Or letter D, did not meet expectations? What's your choice for number 6? Ayun. So, tama si Sir Rojas. Sir Rojas Tana kanina. No? Yung reasoning ni Sir Rojas, A, B, C are type of tests sa previous item natin. No? Sa letter D lamang, yung hindi type of test, or more so, letter D lamang yung hindi written. Okay, number 6, B. Aba, sabi ni Facebook user, B, sure na. Okay, letter B. Letter B kaya yung ating sagot for number 6. All right, going back to question number 6 here. A student gets a numerical grade of 80. What is his description for his level of proficiency? Letter A, very satisfactory. Letter B, satisfactory. Letter C, fairly satisfactory. Or letter D, did not meet expectations. The correct choice, of course, would be letter B, satisfactory. So going back to your descriptors here, okay, we are looking for 80 to 84. So satisfactory is the correct choice. That's letter B. Letter B. President Loreto Agbayani Balikaw Jr., maraming salamat po for the stars. Okay. Now, number 7, what is the element in extrinsic motivation used in giving big raffle prizes to teachers during annual Christmas parties? Letter A, praise device. Letter B, value of rewards. Letter C, high expectations. Or letter D, frequent rewards. What's your choice for question 7? Question number 7. Again, please do like this video, react to this video, start a watch party, tag your friends. Okay, and of course, napaka-importante, you heart this video and like this video. Okay, I see letter B's, a lot of letter B's for number 7. Again, gentle reminder, if you're just watching us on our Facebook page or maybe on our YouTube channel, yours is a shorter version of the video. So again, if you'd want to enjoy the full-length video and you'd want to be able to answer the quizzes and of course, download our PowerPoint presentation, ay magpa-member po kayo sa Team Piaget. It is a membership which is good until September 2022. So if you still don't know when you'll take the LET, magpa-member na po kayo. It's very easy to become a member. Just send us a message through our Facebook page. Hanapin lamang po Gurong Pinoy and send us a message there. Okay, element in extrinsic motivation. Now, as you all know, we have 2 types of motivation. Now, extrinsic, that means your actions are guided, your actions are influenced by outside things like rewards, your medals, honors. Okay, so these are extrinsic motivation. Now, when you say intrinsic motivation, your motivation is within yourself. Now, you'd want satisfaction, you want to learn, you want to improve yourself. Kunwari, you want to become a better version of yourself. So that's intrinsic motivation. Now, sabi dito na number 7 mo, this is used in giving big raffle prizes to teachers during annual Christmas parties. Okay? Annual Christmas parties. That means every year, no? Yung annual mo, every year may Christmas party. And so we cannot say letter D, frequent rewards. X na itong frequent rewards because it is in your situation here, hindi frequent yung pagbigay ng rewards. No, it's only given annually. It's not praise, okay? the teachers are not praised, no, walang praises, and it's also not high expectations. Your answer here would be the value of rewards. Letter B, value of rewards. Ito yung inaabangan nyo, no, yung mga paraffol sa school if you're already teaching or if you're not teaching yet. In your workplace, kunwari nagtatrabaho ka sa isang shopping mall or sa isang company, palaging may Christmas party and meron kayong raffle. So minsan mananalo ka ng TV, ng fridge, no? So ito yung something that we all look forward to. So that's the value of rewards. Letter B is the correct choice. We move on. Again, paano po magpa-member? Ma'am Arlene, sabi ko po ay hanapin lamang po yung Gurong Pinoy na Facebook page. If you are watching us on our Facebook page right now, dyan ka po, mag-message ka po mamaya dyan, Ma'am Arlene. All right, number 8, what happens when a student in grade 1 to 10 did not meet expectations in 2 learning areas? Okay, so this is still part of your K-12 grading system. Letter A, promoted to next grade level after passing remedial classes. Letter B, promoted in next grade level with back subjects in lower grade level. Letter C, retained in the same grade level. Or letter D, is not accepted for enrollment in the school. Okay, this is still part of your K-12, and of course, this came out September 2019 ulit. Okay, what's your answer for number 8? Number 8 na po tayo. Ano pong ating sagot for number 8? I see a lot of letter A's for number 8, and of course, letter A is the correct choice. The person, the student with two failures, no? Dalawang failures. What happens when a student in grade 1 to 10 did not meet expectations in 2 learning areas? So dalawa yung failure niya, no? Dalawa yung failing grades niya. What happens is that the child can still be promoted to the next grade level, but it's only after passing the remedial classes. So may remedial siya. Okay, so this is what happens. This is for grades 1 to 3, kahit sa 4 to 10, no, the same then in some aspects. Final grade of at least 75 in all learning areas. That means pasado lahat, promoted to the next grade level. Ito yung sa question natin, did not meet expectations in not more than 2 learning areas. So two learning areas lamang yung max. Must pass remedial classes for learning areas with failing mark to be promoted to the next grade level. Otherwise, the learner is retained in the same grade level. So kung hindi siya pumasa sa remedial niya, mare-retain siya, no? Hindi siya makaka-move sa next level. Number 3, if did not meet expectations in not more than 3 learning areas, no? Not more than 3. So 3 learning areas yung failure niya, the person or the student is retained in the same grade level. Okay? So yung choice natin doon was letter A. Letter A, promoted once he has passed the remedial. Number 9, which portfolio enables you to determine if you realized your intended learning outcomes? Is it letter A, assessment portfolio, letter B, showcase portfolio, letter C, process portfolio, or letter D, evaluation? What's your answer for number 9? Number 9 po, samot-sari ang inyong sagot sa number 9. Although I see a lot of letter A's. Okay, which portfolio enables you to determine if you realize your intended learning outcomes? Intended learning outcomes, no? Kung na-reach mo ba yung learning outcomes or yung objective. The correct choice here, of course, would be assessment portfolio. You are assessing something, you know, what you're assessing are your intended learning outcomes. And so the type of portfolio that you should have should also be your assessment portfolio. Now, you have different choices of your other portfolio here. Evaluation is not a type of portfolio, no? Kasama na siya sa assessment portfolio mo. Showcase portfolio is a type of portfolio where you put the best work. Okay? So lahat ng magagandang gawa and nandyan sa inyong showcase portfolio. Process portfolio is of course done from the beginning, middle, and end. So it shows the process it shows the development, no? Paano nagbago yung gawa ng estudyante. So even if the work is not very good, no, nandyan pa rin siya sa process portfolio dahil lahat included. If you are talking about your process portfolio, it should show how the process happened, no? How the student skills have developed. Letter A po ang ating choice for number 9. Number 10. These are characteristics of formal instruction planning, except formal instruction planning. Again, there is the term except. Saan dito? Yung hindi tama. Okay, ayun. May feedback tayo. Lumabas po ito, ma'am. Last 2019. Yes, tama po, no? Dahil lahat ng items natin nga, as I mentioned, ay galing sa September 2019. Okay. Is it task-oriented? Letter B, structured. Letter C, haphazard. Or letter D, outcome-based. Oh, letter C kasi di familiar. Sabi ni Facebook user. Okay, these are characteristics of formal instructional planning, except saan dito yung hindi characteristic ng formal instructional planning. Of course, when you're talking about your formal instructional planning, this is your lesson planning, no? Paano ka nagpaplano for your lesson. So saan dito yung hindi bahagi, hindi characteristic ng inyong formal instructional planning? Is it letter A, it should be task-oriented. Letter B, it should be structured. Letter C, it should be haphazard. Or letter D, it should be outcome-based. The correct choice, of course, should be letter C, haphazard. When you say haphazard, that means half-baked, no? Hindi ka masyadong handa, putyo-putyo yung iyong gawa. Hindi pulido yung pagkakagawa. Of course, we try to avoid that whenever we make our lesson plan. As much as possible, dapat planchado yung ating lesson plan, but you also have to remember that your lesson plan is just a blueprint. So dapat hindi ka din nakakandado, hindi ka din nakakulong sa iyong lesson plan. No? If something happens, if something goes, if something becomes varied, no? Kung kunwari gagamit ka ng PowerPoint presentation, gagamit ka ng video, tapos brown out, no? Walang kuryente, and so you have to revise your lesson plan. Kaya dapat as a teacher, mabilis ka mag-isip. Ano kaya yung gagawin ko? Minsan walang internet, no? So ano kaya yung gagawin ko? Okay, so haphazard is what we are looking for. You shouldn't be making haphazard na lesson plan. Dapat naka-structure yung lesson plan mo, task-oriented, and of course, it is outcome-based. Number 11, Teacher Mark wants his students to display penmanship work in the beginning, middle, and near the end of the school year. Which type of portfolio it is displayed, no? Ayon. I've just mentioned this a while ago. Evaluation, development portfolio, showcase portfolio, or assessment portfolio. Ayon, Facebook user, hindi ko nakikita yung inyong name. Hi, thank God, pakahabol din. Nakahabol din po sa live, newbie lang, pero napapanood ko na po kayo, ma'am. Mamek sa YouTube and Facebook. Thank you po. Ayon, welcome po. Mabuti nakahabol. All right, number 11. What is your choice? What's your choice for number 11? Okay, may B, may C. Karamihang sagot ay letter B. Okay, what do you think is a choice here? Teacher Mark wants to display penmanship work in the beginning, middle, and near the end of the school year. The correct choice, of course, here is development. No? As we've mentioned kanina, when you say development portfolio, it shows how the skills have developed. So from the beginning, the middle, and near the end, ay pinapakita yung work nila. Yung showcase mo, all the great things, no, the beautiful things, evaluation and assessment, almost the same. So they are looking at the outcomes, no, the outcomes. Ayun, meron din tayong feedback dito. Showcase portfolio, lumabas din po sa last 2019. Okay, so again, these are all coming from the feedback of our students. And again, these are all the actual lab items. Number 12, which type of test measures students' thinking, organizing, and writing skills? Letter A, completion test. Letter B, short answer. Letter C, extemporaneous speech. Or letter D, essay. Okay, what's the choice? Nangunguna, Sir Richard Angeles, nagbabalik. Sir Roger Abalos, nagbabalik. Ang daming bumalik na former students natin. Hindi pa po pala kayo nakakuha ng test, no? Si Ma'am Sheila Gitalan, nandito ulit. Sir Roger, si Ma'am Jeremy Velarde. Hindi pa sila nakaka-take ng LET. Okay, I see a lot of letter Ds. Ma'am Priscilla Llamas, nandito din. Ma'am Bem Cristobal, Ma'am Jeneline Silva. The correct choice, of course, would be letter D, essay. Okay, so Ma'am Tin Acabo, of course, Team Tanders. Okay, Ma'am Tin ay isang member natin na sobrang tagal na din, no, na nandito. Okay, letter D, essay is a correct choice. Again, yung hint mo, students thinking, organizing, and pinaka-importante, writing skills. Okay, so writing skills. Completion test, this is just fill in the blanks. So wala namang organizing na nangyayari. Short answer, ganun din. Extemporaneous, hindi siya po pwedeng maging answer natin dahil hinahanap natin ay yung writing skills. Okay, so letter D, essay is a correct choice. Next one, number 13. For an intended learning outcome, identify skills-related fitness activities suitable for the individual. Health teacher Alvarado asked students to identify the components of physical fitness program from variables of agility, flexibility, body composition, and organic vigor. Is there content validity in this test measurement? What's your choice? It's letter A, yes, since the variables relate to skills-related fitness. Letter B, yes, only a bit related. Letter C, no, relation is far-fetched. Or letter D, no, since the variables do not relate to skills-related fitness. Pagod magbasa. Napagod magbasa si sir or si ma'am, Facebook user. Okay, number 13. I see a lot of letter A's in number 13. Letter A's. Okay, karamihang choice in number 13 is letter A, and letter A here is tama. Okay, so yes, the variables relate to skills-related fitness. So akma naman siya, no? Hinahanap niya is, or your learning outcome, the objective, identify skills-related fitness activities suitable for the individual. Tapos yung ginawa niya, is to identify, he asked the students to identify the components of physical fitness program from agility, flexibility, body composition, and organic vigor. And so letter A, yes, it is related. 14, in unit planning, using the topical approach, it is helpful to use the blank of the textbook. Is it letter A, attachments, letter B, appendix, letter C, graphs and tables, or letter D, table of contents? Okay, what is the correct choice? 14. Again, this is unit planning. When you are making a unit plan, no? So sa atin kasi napakamadugo yung lesson planning, no? Sa Philippines, napakamadugo ng planning. So meron kang unit plan, ginagawa siya, pinapagawa siya at the beginning of the school year, no? Bago pa mag-umpisa yung klase. And meron ka din namang lesson plan, which is daily. Okay, so ang sabi dito, unit plan. When you make your unit plan using the topical approach, that means using the different topics. What are you going to use? Okay, ayun, sabi ni Ma'am Tien. Thanks, Coach Mek. Tagal na namin dito sa Gurong Pinoy Family. Lahat ng activities nasalihan na namin. Di namin makakalimutan tong experience na to. Tama po. Maraming salamat, Ma'am Tien. Isa sa ating mga parokyano yan. Mahina lang daw yung signal niya ngayon. Okay, 14, which part of your textbook are you going to use? Correct choice here, of course, would be letter D, table of contents, no? Dahil hinahanap mo yung different topics, you're just making your units, no? Unit plan, okay? So what you do usually, you'd look at the chapters and the different components, the different parts of the chapter. Saan dito yung kailangan mong i-include, ang pwedeng hindi mo i-include, no? If you are using a book na hindi naman prescribed ng DepEd, sa DepEd kasi may basic education curriculum kung tinatawag, may minimum learning competencies, no? So dapat lahat yan included. Pwede ka lamang magdagdag, hindi ka pwedeng magbawas, no? So napakamadugo yung ating pa-plan sa Philippines. Sabi ni Facebook user, mag-retire ka na, Ma'am Tin. Joke. Wala pa yatang schedule si Ma'am Tin. Number 15, what does an achievement test measure on previous learning? When you say achievement test, ano po yung mini-measure niya? Is it letter A, the teaching coverage? Letter B, the motivational level? Letter C, attitude and aptitude outcome? Or letter D, quality and quantity of previous learning? Number 15, what's your choice? 15. Again, we are looking for achievement test. Okay, achievement test, of course, this is a type of summative test. No? So, summative test siya. It is something that is given after instruction. So, what is being measured on previous learning? Is it the coverage of teaching? Kung naubos bang i-cover ng teacher lahat ng coverage? Motivational level, motivated ba yung students to learn or not? The attitude and the aptitude outcome, no? Is it trying to measure the attitude and aptitude of the students, or the quality and quantity of learning? The correct choice here, of course, would be letter D, the quality and quantity of learning. Ilan ba or anong parte ba yung na-learn nila? Anong parte ba yung kailangang balikan, if ever, no? And quality of learning, nag-learn ba sila or hindi ba sila nag-learn? Nakalimutan ba nila yung mga concepts na to? Medyo pahapyaw lamang ba yung pagkatuto nila sa topic na ito, no? So, quality and quantity of learning yung ating hinahanap. So that's your achievement test, no? So this is assessment of learning. Assessment of learning na. Okay, so quality and quantity of learning is what we are looking for. Letter D. Number 16, students asked to evaluate their own output using a scoring rubric is a blank assessment. Letter A, self-assessment. Letter B, peer assessment. Letter C, formative assessment. Or letter D, summative assessment. Okay, which one is the correct choice for number 16? Ayon, letter A. Karamihang choice nyo ay letter A. Some more answers for number 16. 16A. Ayon, halos lahat kayo ay letter A yung sagot, no? So if you ask the students to assess, to evaluate their own output, of course, that would be self-assessment. Okay, so the student is assessing himself or herself. Hindi siya peer, no? Peer, that means the classmate is going to assess the work of the student. Formative and summative, of course, these are different. When you say summative, this is given at the end of instruction. Usually, your teacher is going to prepare the summative assessment. Formative, this is done during instruction, no? So mga activities mo, within the unit, no, that will be your formative assessment. But here we are looking for letter A, self-assessment. Okay, next one, 17. What should teacher Joe require of his students for an experiment to find an answer to the scientific problem of whether aerial plants can also live on land? Is it letter A, retrieve answers from the internet? Letter B, research on past similar experiment? Letter C, cut and paste literature about this environment? Or letter D, observe aerial plant survival if transferred to soil and note observations? Okay, which one is the correct choice for number 17? This is the fourth to the last question. Malapit na tayong matapos. Hindi kasi mahaba. Ayan na naman kayo sa mahaba. Mahilig talaga kayo sa mahaba, no? Hindi lahat ng mahaba ay tama. But we will find out in number 17. Okay, so sabi dito, si Teacher Joe required his students for an experiment, no? So ni-require niya, dapat mag-experiment kayo. So anong gagawin? Saan ba dito yung experiment? Mag-retrieve lang ng answer from the internet? Mag-research lang? Mag-cut and paste? Of course, the correct choice would be letter D, observe aerial plant survival if transferred to soil and note observation. This is already part of your experiment. Okay, so that would be the correct choice. Letter D po ang ating choice. Number 18, in outcome-based education or outcomes-based teaching learning, the assessment task match the letter A, learning resources, letter B, references, learning outcome for letter C, and letter D, content. What is your choice for number 18? Okay, if you have your outcome-based education, your OBE, your assessment task, your test should match what? Should it match your learning resources? Should it match your references? Should it match your learning outcome? Or should it match the content? Okay, I see a lot of letter C's. Okay, and that would be the correct choice. Learning outcome. The assessment, your test should be synonymous with your outcome, no? So your learning outcome and your assessment task. Now, if you still did not watch our OBE na video, no, meron po tayong outcome-based education na video in or on our YouTube channel. Puntahan niyo po yan later. There's so many videos, especially if you're a newbie. Marami po tayong videos sa ating YouTube channel. So balikan niyo po yung lahat. No? There's hundreds of videos on our YouTube channel. Hindi lamang po for our live stream for the discussion of Gen Ed and ProfEd. Meron din po mga specific na discussion no, about the different topics in the LET, especially sa professional education. So puntahan niyo po lahat yan. Number 19, second to the last. In order to emphasize higher order thinking skills or your HOTS, what can be done? Letter A, give oral examinations. Letter B, do less formative assessment. Letter C, give students problems to solve. Or letter D, do not avoid paper and pencil tests. Okay, which one is correct? Okay, I see a lot of letter C's. For number 19, letter C, Sir Aladdin says letter C. Marami tayong mga veterano dito, no? Sir Aladdin, si Ma'am Katrina, mga dati na nating estudyante, no? Hindi pa nakakapag-take ng LET. Ma'am Nirhada, si Sir Ray Olivar, nandito din. Okay, in order to emphasize higher order thinking skills, what can be done? Higher order thinking skills. And so that would be give students problems to solve. Now, problem solving is part of your HOTS. Hindi lamang oral exam. Sabi ng letter B mo, do less formative. Huwag kang magpa-formative assessment. And letter D, do not avoid paper and pencil test. Okay? Of course, we all know we should also include paper and pencil. Usually, yung performance task mo, hindi na siya based sa paper and pencil. Okay? Yung pinaka-choice natin dito, the best choice is give students problems to solve. Problem solving would develop higher order thinking skills. All right, last one tonight. From Team Erickson, Facebook user. Hindi ko po nakikita yung name nyo. These are elements for focus in the exit slip on student learning at the end of the class, except effective approaches, objectives achieved, meaningful activities, teacher behavior. Okay, which one is not the focus of your exit slip? Yung exit slip mo or exit task, usually, ito yung binibigay mo no, at the end of your instruction, at the end of the class period. Dito sa amin, no, in my case, I have what we call the non-fiction writing. So, nakaano siya, synonymous siya with my objective. So, kunwari yung objective ng students is to solve for speed, distance, and time. And then yung non-fiction writing mo, yun na yung pinaka-exit slip nila. They have to answer a question. And yung question ay synonymous nga siya, parehas siya sa objective mo. So yung question is, how do I solve for speed, distance, and time? No? So it would hit your objective. You would check. It would help you check whether your students have answered the question and whether your students have hit the objective. No? Kung na-gets nila yung objective, na-hit nila yung objective of the day. So that would be your exit slip, your exit task. No? Dapat meron silang sasagutan that would kind of wrap up all the things that you've talked about in that session. Okay, so which one is not an element of your exit slip? Okay, and the correct choice would be letter D, teacher behavior. Hindi siya bahagi, no? So effective approaches would be part of that. Objectives achieved, whether or not they've achieved your objective, and of course meaningful activities. The activities would guide them so that they'd be able to answer the exit slip. And that would let you know that they have actually achieved or hit the objectives. And so teacher behavior yung hindi parte dito, no? So letter D, teacher behavior is what we are looking for. And that ends tonight's discussion. Of course, you have to wait for your PowerPoint presentation, the PDF, which is going to be posted in just a few minutes, for the list of our passers, and of course also for the list of our top notchers. Okay? Uh-huh. Ayun, ang ganda ng comment ni Ma'am Nirhada. Sa'yo po talaga ako, Ma'am, natutong mahalin si Prof. Ed. Nung una nahihirapan ako, pero ngayon mas mahirap sa akin yung Gen Ed. Mas mahirap naman talaga yung Gen Ed, no? Dahil kung saan-saan kinuha yung question sa Gen Ed. Ayun, Facebook. Thank you, ma'am. Facebook user, newbie here. Thank you for the info. God bless. So again, balik po kayo next weekend. We are still going to tackle the previous lab items from September 2019. Balik, wag po kayong umabsent, no? Balik-balikan lahat po ng ating mga videos, especially those that you've missed, yung videos natin. Kung wala tayong klase, no, from Monday to Friday, po pwede nyo pong panoorin kahit isang video every day, no? Po pwedeng sa playlist natin na Gen Ed and ProfEd, yung ganito din, yung test na dinidiscuss, or po pwede din namang mga topics sa Gen Ed Science, Gen Ed, English, Math, whatever. And there's also a folder, no, a playlist for ProfEd. Okay, so please study hard, and of course, do not give up on your dreams. You can all do it. You can all become LPTs very, very soon. But that ends tonight's discussion. Of course, this has been Coach Mek of Gurong Pinoy. I leave you the saying, maliit man na butil ng mga kaalaman, ang dulo nito ay malaking kaginawaan. Bye! Good night!